Hi everyone. So I actually wasn't planning to film this video right now, but basically what happened is I was editing a video that should already be up on my channel, and it's decluttering my makeup wish list before all of the sales. And my justification for decluttering the It's Freaking Bats palette was that I already had those shades in my collection, so I was just kind of pulling them out, and I just wanted to do a couple swatches to insert a picture in that video. But then as I was playing, I was like, this is such a beautiful color story, all these purples and greens, and I thought how lovely the single shadows from Shinebysd that are purple to green shifts would look with this color story. So I was like, I may as well do the unboxing right now. It was literally just two shades. That's usually what I do when I'm purchasing from a new brand that I've never tried before. Like these are my Clionadh shadows, but when I first purchased from Clionadh, I actually only bought three shades. So let's go ahead and unbox these two shades that I got from Shinebysd. I did actually get them on a sale, but it was earlier in the fall. And if there's any upcoming sales, I will put them up on the screen for you guys as well, just so in case you're waiting for a sale to actually grab some shadows. So if you're new to my channel though, I feel like I didn't give the intro. Welcome to Brains and Beauty. I am a PhD student studying brains and also a beauty lover. So after we do these two swatches, I'm very curious and I like experimenting with mixing eyeshadows. So I do have a little mixing treat for you guys at the end. But let's just get into the video. Okay, can I just say this is really beautiful packaging. Like I love the kind of gold foil, and then it just looks really pretty. Like I didn't expect this. And it's like a little box. Oh, I don't think the shadow made it alive. Let's see. Okay, it looks like it got a little bit damaged. I hope it can be pressed. Oh no, it's shattered. Okay. So this one came shattered. Okay. I'm maybe just gonna, I don't have anything to press it that is this size. Oh, we'll do damage control in a second. Let me just put it aside. I want to see if the other one's okay. Okay, this shadow made it through. So Luxie, which is the iridescent one that I got, made it through. This one, unfortunately, came shattered. Okay, so I'm back. I've sanitized this, and let's try to scoop this up and then dice it up real finely and then put it back in and press it. Ooh, yeah, it all fell out. I don't know if you're curious, but I'm curious. Like, look how cool that looks. Why does that look like we unearthed, like, gems or something? Like, it's so pretty. Wow. It's really, really beautiful. Well, I guess you came here for swatches, but you got some bonus makeup or breakup kind of content. All right, let's actually fix this. So let me dice it. So that's what it looks like, more finely diced. I'm really surprised by how, like, it's really a deep navy, not navy, like a turquoisey navy blue. It's a very interesting base to this color. I'm just gonna scrape what was in the pan. Oh, that was kind of satisfying. Okay, I think this is as finely diced as I can get it right now. Like I could use the pestle and really grind it, but I don't know if that's necessary. I think I'm gonna just try pressing it like this. Okay, it has some chunks in there, but I'm hoping I can just press it. So I have my pressing tool, but it's only for really small 15mm pans. Let's try to see if this works. If I can just kind of press it around. No, I feel like it won't work. Alright, I'll just try. So I'm first lightly tapping the surface, just to get it to hold a bit together before I press hard. Because what I'm worried about with this being smaller than the size is just that if I press in one area, it might kind of push and move everything out into the other area, like lift in the other area. So I'm just pressing softly. Okay, I'm pressing harder now and turning the pan after I press. Okay, so I've given it a good press. Here's how it's looking. Okay, so I was actually able to press it with this. I'm pretty surprised. I mean, I'm happy that I could press it with something that was a bit smaller. I thought it really wouldn't work. Okay, I think what I'm going to do next is put the second layer so we can press that as well. Okay, I mean, that's looking pretty good. So I still have this much left. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually going to grab my 15mm pan right now. Alright, so I just sanitized this, and if you're new to my channel, basically these 15mm pans, as you can see, much smaller than the traditional 25 to 26mm pans. And this is what this presser is meant for. Usually what I do in my collection is I actually just scrape the top layer of all of my eyeshadows in my collection so that I can have a little sample of them in this mini magnetic pan. So if you haven't seen my video, I'll link it up above, but basically these are all the eyeshadows. Even these are like my eyeshadow palettes, so that's where I would scrape the top layer. And I do that so that I can be able to create, build your own palettes and everything without having to buy too many additional single eyeshadows. Because I purchased really special, like multichrome single eyeshadows, but I don't want to have to purchase a bunch of mattes that I already have in eyeshadow palettes as singles just to build my own palettes. So anyways, if you're confused about that, there's a whole video on it, so I won't go into it again, but since this is already in this state, I may as well just take from here rather than scraping the top surface. So I'm just going to take a sample right now. So there is our sample magnetic eyeshadow. I still have a little bit left in here. So I guess I'll put it another third layer onto the main eyeshadow. Okay, I think we're finally done with this. So there is the shadow. It looks really, really beautiful. Okay, so I did everything on top of this so that I hopefully didn't have too much of a mess. I still have a mess, but I tried. Ooh, that was really interesting. I don't know if you can see it, but smeared onto the black, it almost looked red, which is really cool. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this tiny one in my mini magnetic singles collection. Okay, so let's start over. I feel like I was like, I just wanted to, do something very quick and simple, just swatch two shadows. Anyways, okay, at least you got to see, I think it was pretty cool to see what it looked like crushed up and also that you can repress it. I will contact the brand and tell them that it came broken and let you know how their response is to that in case that's something you're curious about. But yeah, let's actually swatch these now. I feel like if you're wondering how patient of a person I am. The fact that I haven't swatched this yet when this is the shade I'm most excited for really should tell you something. Okay, let's do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a nice big swatch. So this is shade Revenge, and why I was so excited to get this shade is because I saw in a post that it was a dupe for the shade Lucid Lavender by Touch of Glam. And I just remember really being in love with that shade when Bat to the Brow had like put it on her eyes in one of her videos. So when I saw that Shinebysd had this, wow. Okay, sorry, I had to take a moment. Yeah, when I saw that they had this, I knew I had to pick it up. This shade, this shade is amazing. Oh my gosh. There's like red and purple and this gorgeous green, blue, aqua. It's like a teal, honestly. It's like a really rich aqua teal. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is amazing. Like, I can't even describe this. So stunning. Wow. Okay. So, like, that is just amazing. I can't even express how beautiful that is. Okay, I'm gonna swatch it now. So usually the way I do multichrome swatches is on my palm, just so that you can see how it would look with the curvature of the eyes. Wow. Oh my gosh. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Do you see this? Oh my gosh. This is exactly the way it looks in their pictures online. It actually is prettier. I can't even. So, do you see the green to the purple to there's gold and like a peachiness to it, and then there's that teal. Oh my gosh, I like that. Okay, that's what I think I would call it. I'd literally call this a teal multichrome. I don't think I've seen a teal multichrome before. This is so cool. Like the depth of that base. It's not like Phoenix, where like Phoenix from Terra Moons has the blue base to it, but it's just a very almost sheer blue base, and this is different. This is like an actual teal base to this multichrome. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. How does this exist? How is this even real? Okay, wait, let me read out what it says on the website to describe Revenge. So Revenge is 18 Canadian dollars, and it's described as having a soft baby blue with a strong shift of pinky purple and a hint of gold. So I would say that this is not baby blue base, this is teal for sure. Like, I hope you can see, like, that's literally how dark it is when I look at it right now. And then if you look at it like this, so from my position sitting down, I see this. It's almost entirely teal green with gold in the center. But from this angle, you can see the purple and the pink really like come through. So I know that in some lightings, this might just look like a teal green on your eyes, but then it'll flash that pinky purple at a different light. And the pinky purple, it's not a warm tone purple. So there's also lights where, let me show you, where it's like almost heavily purple. There we go. So do you see here? There's a difference between this purple, it's like a true cool tone purple, and the pink. So it's not that there's a warm tone purple only. There's this cool tone purple and there's the pink. And I guess in some angles, well, let me see. I don't think there's an angle where it's entirely purple. I think there's an angle where it's entirely green, but there isn't an angle where it's entirely purple. There's always a bit of green one with the purple. Oh my gosh, this is magical. How is this real? It's so pretty. Oh my god. I can't get over this. It's so pretty. This is a very, very beautiful shade. This is phenomenal. Okay, I need to show you the other one too. So the other one I bought is Luxie, and I've also just been into so many different types of multichromes that shift from purple to green. So I thought I would buy Luxie because it looked like a very strong lime green shift to purple. And I thought maybe what I could do with this one is I could make a bunch of multichromes with different bases, but with that shift. So I could kind of always fulfill that desire to have a purple to green shift, if that makes sense. So let's swatch this out. I'll read first what they say online. So Luxie is 17 Canadian dollars. It has a transparent base that shifts from blue, fuchsia, and green. So let's swatch this. Okay, the feeling is interesting. Do you even hear that? Hold on. So that's this. I put this up to the microphone so you could hear it. It feels like I'm swatching rubber. Is that supposed to be how it feels? The other one didn't feel like that. Okay, well, anyways. So let me give it a swatch. Ooh, that purple. Oh my gosh, that purple. I'm gonna take a little bit more. Oh, you guys are seeing. That's so magical. Okay, so you guys are seeing, there's a bit of a chunk here. Let me just spread it out so it's not. See, yeah, the texture is so strange. Okay, so you guys are seeing mostly the green, and it almost looks like those shadows that have like a brown to green shift or a brown to blue shift, like a little bit to you guys, but from my end it's like pure purple all around. So I'll show you what it looks like for me. So that's what it looks like when I'm sitting down and looking at it from that direction. But you guys are seeing the green, the blue, and a little bit of that purple on the edges, but not much. So that's what this looks like. I'm still mesmerized by Revenge. But yeah, this, is it what I expected? Let me see the pictures again. I feel like I expected more of a cool toned purple, but what I'm seeing is like pink, and then I'm seeing green and blue. Which, I mean, their description was not purple, their description was fuchsia. So I guess their description is more accurate than the pictures. I guess I see a bit of the purple here with the blue and then the green. See the green, the blue, the purple. Wow, can we just talk about that teal? Okay, I need to put that all over my eyes. Like I can't. Like I want to stop the video and just go and play. I'm really curious how this Luxie shade looks topped on top of different things. So what I'm gonna do, I have my Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this black shimmer down. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the finger with Luxie and just, wow, yeah, that feeling is strange. It's not that it's dry. Like the heavy metals, these shadows, while they're very shiny and metallic, they feel dry. So I know that kind of formula and how it feels. This doesn't feel dry. This feels like literally like rubber. Okay, I'm gonna top this. So, ooh, that's different. Wow. Okay. How cool is that? This looks like that kind of purple to green shift. Like I'm thinking of maybe Anil from Clionadh, like the jeweled multichrome. That's really cool. That's what I love about iridescence. You get so many different types of shadows depending on how you layer them or mix them in with other shadows. That's really cool. Okay. What else did I want to try? I guess you could see it on the finger as well. How juicy are these swatches? Oh my gosh. Okay, what I want to do is I want to show you these two multichromes compared to other multichromes in my collection that are kind of similar. I don't have anything exactly similar. I don't try to buy dupes. You know, I'm more of a regular consumer than I am like a reviewer, like someone who buys products for review. So I don't try to duplicate stuff in my collection. Let's look at my single shadow collection. So this is all my indie single shadows. I really feel like they aren't comparable to much, but what I will do, so I'm gonna compare, because I mentioned it, maybe not Phoenix, let's do Red Giant. I feel like both of them have a similar base, where it's just that blue base. So I'm gonna take Red Giant from Terra Moons. I guess you can't see the blue base on Red Giant as much. I'm gonna take Phoenix on the other hand. Okay, yeah, you do see the blue base more with Phoenix and Red Giant. Okay, so this is the gorgeous Phoenix multichrome, and it's very well known for having this kind of striking orange shift with this icy blue base. But as you can see, the blue base in Phoenix is much more sheer and baby blue compared to Shinebysd's Revenge, which is like an actual teal shade. Okay, so now what else do I want to compare? Maybe I'll give Seal a swatch. This is from Clionadh. It's their glitter multichrome. I honestly feel like this is more of a duochrome, like a blue to gold. But it's my only other blue multichrome that I feel like maybe I could compare here. See, this is again more of a baby blue. Okay, I think next what I could try comparing, I'm debating between like grisaille and carving. I kind of want to compare carving just because it kind of reminds me of Luxie. Yeah, it really does. In the sense that like it has the same shift, but just a different base. I just want to see if that's true. Ooh, do you see? See what I mean? So do you see how Luxie has this shift? They're basically, yep, they're basically identical in their shift. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so if I knew what I know now, so what I would say to you guys is you could just buy Luxie or a shade like this that shifts these kind of shifts. And you wouldn't need to buy this because you would just layer this on top of like a very light brown shade. And similarly, I have grisaille. And this one is the same shift, but it's over a terracotta base. So again, what you could do is you could just buy this, and it's like you owned all three shadows because you could just put a terracotta eyeshadow down and then have it have that shift. Do you see that? Okay, well, that is that. I could also compare my favorite multichrome of all time. This is the shade Lux from Clionadh. And maybe I'll just put it here. How pretty is that shade? It's just a magical, magical shade. So I'm just gonna take a look at how this looks compared to these. It's definitely different. They're not alike at all. Like, I feel like this one has every color in the rainbow. Like, it's gold, you can't see it on this angle, but there's also gold, green, blue, like turquoise, and indigo in this. There's just so many different gorgeous shades in this one. You can see a previous video, so I already did a video really in-depth swatching all of these. I did the iridescent multichromes with the jeweled multichromes, and then I also did all my glitter Clionadh multichromes, and I compared these Terra Moons ones also to the iridescent Clionadh ones. So I'll leave both videos linked up above and in my description box, but yeah, you can really see these ones better in those ones because I really go into depth pointing out every single shift in the shadows. But I think the main takeaway here is that these kinds of shades, carving, grisaille, if you really like that kind of shift, I would recommend Luxie as an iridescent form of that shift that you can top over anything. In terms of Revenge, it is so unique, so cool. And also, I think that this dupes as well the shade from Clionadh, the jeweled multichrome and anneal. I'll have to look up swatches again just to make sure because they have a bunch. They have like Oculus and Castle, and there's just a bunch that look kind of similar to this shift. So I will double check which one this one is closest to, but yeah, I just feel like that's what we learned today here. So there is one more thing I want to look at. So I just wanted to take a look at this. So this is the Cinderella Sigma palette. It was part of my video that I did. It was make it or buy it. So one of the shades that I made is this one. But what I want to do is I want to compare that to this green purple shifts that we have over here. So you see how it has that like purple shift? It's more of like a purple lilac-y shift right there. And then it has a blue shift to it, but it also has a green base. I feel like this looks a lot more cool toned than, let's give it more of a swatch, than the shifts that are in this one, in terms of the purple. Like the purple feels a lot more cool tone, so I'll just show you the purple again. So there's the purple, and the purple here, like I've said before, it's just more of a warm purple. Do you see? Like it's more of a warm pink. It's not a purple, it's a pink fuchsia kind of shade. So I guess my hunt is still on for a true cool tone purple to bright green shift. Like that's still something I'm going to hope a brand comes out with. But yeah, so that's how those shadows look compared to the rest of my collection. So I was thinking at the end I would actually, the little experiment that I teased at the beginning was that I would actually create a new shade mixing a little bit of this and with something else depending on which one I wanted to the most. Oh, I did want to try one thing. So I was wondering, right now I'm looking at Glam Rush and I was wondering if maybe topping Luxie over a warm purple would give that vibe, but I don't think it will. No, see, it ends up looking more like the shades Grisaille and Carving. The shift is just different. It doesn't have that kind of gold shift in it, so you can't get the Glam Rush look. Because Glam Rush is described as a gold, blue, and green shift. So I guess another question I'm wondering then is maybe if I took a purple, so I'm going to take again this palette, I'm going to go with this deeper purple, and maybe we'll do both. Why not? So the deeper purple and this mid-tone purple. Okay, and I want to see if Luxe actually might dupe Glam Rush. Okay, so Luxe over that deeper purple, I feel like just pulls very green and blue. It does not have the kind of pinky and gold and green and blue shift that Glam Rush does. So I'm going to try it topped over the lighter purple. Yeah, I'm still getting the same thing. That's interesting. Okay, what if I did, last little experiment, what if I did it over this purple to gold shift from Clionadh as well? So that's that shade. So now I'm going to try to top that with Luxe. Okay, that's getting closer, to be honest. I feel like that's getting closer to Glam Rush, but Glam Rush still has that like very evident pink shift, like a pink fuchsia shift, which is why I thought Luxe would be the thing that topped over purple would result in that. Now we're just going crazy. And now I'm putting Luxie over Luxe over Hex. I mean, I think it's a pretty shade, but it's probably not. I don't think it looks like Glam Rush. So, my conclusions are Luxie can dupe Anil, Grisaille, and Carving from Clionadh. And then the undertone of Revenge is actually not a baby blue, it's like an actual teal. Unlike Phoenix, which is like an actual baby blue icy sheer shade. Luxie is not like the shadow that I made by mixing Glow with a base of Huda Green Shimmer, because Glow has more of a cooler undertone, while Luxie does not have a cool tone purple, just has a fuchsia. And topping Lux or Luxie over these purpley shadows does not create Glam Rush. So I think Glam Rush is worth purchasing for me in a future order from Shinebysd. So I think for my last little thing that I'm going to do here, I actually really love this kind of jeweled multichrome that came out of mixing Luxie with the black. So what I'm going to do, my little thing at the end that I promised you in the beginning, is I'm just going to go ahead and mix the black, scrape a little bit of Luxie in here, mix it with the black, and then press a little shadow. And basically I got 3 shadows out of this order instead of just 2. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of swatch Luxie over different shades and see what new shadow I could also create from having this iridescent multichrome in my collection. Okay, so I learned from my Make It or Buy It for the Cinderella Sigma eyeshadow palette. I learned that when you want to mix any multichrome with a shimmer that is not a multichrome, what you want to do is start with the actual multichrome itself and then add just a tiny bit of the other regular shimmer. So I'm going to start with this. Oh, one thing that I did want to say, I love how these pans are gold. I just feel like once it adds a little something special and makes the brand a little bit different. Like I like how Clionadh has their jeweled multichromes in that kind of pan. It's just so recognizable. And this gold pen is also really pretty. So you just take a little bit, not too much. Yeah, the formula of these is so different than anything I've ever played with. Even just mixing it, I feel like the difference. It's like it just completely presses into itself. I'll give it a little swatch so that we can see if I created the shade. Okay, I think I need more black so it looks just kind of gray. So I'm going to put in more black so that we can get to this level. If we can, let's see. I'm going to put this much. I'm going to see now if this is what we want. Okay, we're definitely getting way better. Do you see how that one was more gray and now this has that deep dark black base the way this one does? Honestly, I think that's pretty good. I'll add a little bit more black. I guess I just kind of want to see how dark I can get it before it loses the shift. So again, just gonna a little bit. Okay, there you go. Look at that. I literally made it. There we go. So that is a beautiful, beautiful purple to blue to green, deep jeweled multichrome. How amazing is that? That's so cool. Okay, so that was fun. I'm gonna press this now into one of my tiny 15mm pans. Okay, I mixed such a small amount because I just wanted to be careful, but I'm gonna mix a little bit more so I can press it. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to put this with the eyeshadows that I have created myself. So these are not sampled, these are like colors that I created. So I'm just going to place it over here on the side. I actually made these to dupe the Murphy palette, and I made these to dupe shades in the Natasha in a gold palette, and then I made these to dupe the Elf Mint to Be palette. So these are all videos up on my channel. If you like this kind of content, please do check it out. And also subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of creative mixing content, because I really like doing this sort of thing, just experimenting and, just being creative with our collections while also being conscious consumers. So yeah, I'm so happy that I have these two shades now in my collection. I'm gonna have so much fun playing with them. Well, it's three shades. Like I've always wanted this type of shift as a liner, and I'm gonna have so much fun playing with this, I already know. Like I can't wait to put this all over my eyes, and also even to combine these colors with the color story of It's Freaking Bats palette. I got these shades, actually I don't know if I said this. So the purples are from Clionadh, the greens are majority from Huda, and then the chartreuse is from the NYX Ultimate Bright palette, and the plum is from the Smashbox palette. So I'm going to have a lot of fun pairing these with these two new shades in my collection. And yeah, if you like the video, please give it a like. If you want to see more of these types of videos, please do subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and clean up everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!